So as it rises up here, watch out for the power lines. Right there, look out! So I have kind of a rapid ascent programmed into this. In fact, the entire flight will be a programmed flight, kind of a script file that Parrot calls Flight Plan. It's an app that you buy for $1 or $2 when you get your Parrot drone. This is a Parrot Anafi, A-N-A-F-I. So the first thing we're looking at here, that kind of gray, ugly looking tarp, is some sort of a neoprene covering for our Mission Viejo reservoir. That's our fresh drinking water, and that tarp is put on there to prevent stuff from getting into it that you don't want in it, like poison from terrorists and that sort of thing, or pollution from birds and dead animals and so forth, because we drink that water. So we're getting past the reservoir here. This is part of Mission Viejo, a lot of pools in backyards, which is nice. I don't need a pool, but I sure could use a jacuzzi in my old age. The up to the top left of the image here are a couple of tan colored tanks, a few 100,000 gallons. Those are probably what these people drink out of close to them, and to the north, I think we drink right out of the reservoir after it's treated and so forth. I'm not sure how the water is distributed, but you can kind of see an outhouse in, it's kind of blue, right there by the water tank. That's for the guys working on the projects. So this entire city is in Mimi Walters' district. She was just replaced by a Democrat. In fact, nobody survived, no Republican survived the recent takeover by the Democrats. I think that's probably thankful to Trump being president. That's why this happened. I'll keep my political comments to myself. And we're coming up, I hope I have it programmed to say Lake Mission Viejo as we come up here. But you can see it. We'll fly back over there we go. Fly back over the 4-lane highway that passes near our condo. In an earlier flight plan, as I was testing, I programmed it to drop down 50 feet here and be much closer to the footpath that's mid-screen there. But I think it's safer until you're completely sure where the drone is clear. It's not going to hit anything. It's safer to keep it up high, be conservative, than to get close, because I have hit trees in a flight plan where I didn't correctly factor in the rise of the ground. So the ground came up and a tree was able to reach up and grab the drone. Some nice condos there. Probably $1 million by now. And you can still see the footpath. people walk along and do their exercise or runs. I like this little cove that we're coming up. Right there. And from about here, here on the corner here, the residences are private, each single family dwellings, and those would be several $1 million homes, 6 to 10 million, I'm thinking. Cute little beach after them. Oh, we're not up on it yet. We still have to look at the fancy homes. All right, I'm seeing the sand, and then it's got a line of polypropylene rope and buoys as a swimming area with 2 lifeguard stations to look out. This particular direction, I programmed the drone to look left rather than right, because in a previous edition it was just looking at a bunch of weeds and a slight hill, so I made it turn left. Didn't factor in the fact that it was going to be glary. There's those 2 lifeguard stations. We're at about 6 minutes and 35 seconds on the video, and something completely unprogrammed happened at 7:15 or so, and that is that the battery reached 50%, which the programmers in France decided was time to come home. I didn't. I still had a little bit more of the flight plan to look at, and there's some beach there that's kind of interesting. So 7, 8, 9, 10. That's when it hits, and I was going to show some other buildings, but right there, as it turned left, it's no longer in my control. The flight plan has been abandoned. Now it's going the shortest path straight back to the place where it launched, which is called home, and it's going straight home. Fortunately, there's enough altitude under the drone to not hit anything, because if I had been going close to the flight path or zooming down to look at the beach or a lifeguard tower, when the battery reached 50%, it would be considerably lower, and it would not have cleared those water tanks that we looked at earlier on the way. So this is just a straight path. Alicia Parkway, that 4-lane road below us. And a nice little beach there in the on the left. We're leaving Lake Mission Viejo. Good place to lay out. A lot of lawn chairs and so forth. This is a hill coming up, but I fortunately have enough altitude programmed in that I didn't run into anything as we make our way back. And there's a termite covered place right here. So somebody sold their home, and one of the things to do is the home inspector comes in and says you've got termites, and I'm going to have my friends come out and gas them for you, and then you pay them a few $1,000 to take care of that. So the new owner doesn't have to sue you to get that extermination fee out of you. The home inspector takes care of that, basically. So none of this is programmed in. I was going to go down Alicia and survey the the 7-Eleven and other landmarks on the way back in. At the time I was recording this, I was thinking that the drone was going to go that direction, and I was looking the wrong direction for it to return. I could hear it overhead, and I thought, well, it's just getting close, but okay, so let's see, where is that? The Mission Viejo Reservoir? Yes, I think so. This whole flight lasted had to be 15 minutes or so. So yeah, in this image, the water tanks are the complete left edge. Oh, we probably passed them. Yeah, we've passed them by now. I'm looking at a real small representation as I record this, and I can't see as much detail as I would like. This is a 4K video, and even though when you send it upload it to YouTube, they compress the snot out of it, and I'm not sure you still have 4K, or you have some rendering of 4K that's highly compressed, so that has to degrade the number of pixels you're going to get per square inch, but that's their business, not mine, their business model. So these buildings here are the maintenance buildings for the reservoir and the water district. There's a helipad for the full-size helicopter. Never heard or seen anybody use it, but those maintenance garages and all the valves and whatnot and filters. So as we come up here, there's some eucalyptus trees down bottom middle center. My launching point is where right at the bottom of the screen now, and I'm not aware that the drone's coming up. I'm thinking it's going to be coming up from the west, but it actually came up from the east. So I was looking the wrong direction. I could hear it, but it's so tiny in the sky, it takes a little bit of luck and sharp eyes to see it. So there's our baseball diamonds in the top left quadrant. So now as it's going straight down, we're directly over the launching point. It's not in the flight plan anymore. When you do the flight plan, at the very end, it closes out with a landing at the place where you designate to land. Might not be the same place as you took off from. You can land wherever you want in a flight plan, but the file that ends has a landing in it. This file is left open because the flight plan was suspended. I didn't know that. I'm standing there looking at my drone as we get up there, thinking it's going to land, and then I said, well, I better pick up my phone and manually land it, which I had to do. Try to direct it onto the little rubber helipad that I have as a marker. So here I am, kind of mouth hanging open, wondering what the heck's going on. No, James, go get your it's not going to land. Go get the phone and land it. So then I look down. Now tilt the camera down so we can look down. There you go. There's the helipad, and the directions are true. That's true north to the right. So this